What is up, everybody? It's Marty. I'm gonna go over Greninja. Now, everyone must be hyped because it's Greninja. So we're gonna get into it on ways to defeat this thing. We already had 2 past 7 stars, and we all figured out how to beat it. And we're gonna do it again, promise. Um, so what we know is it's coming out next Friday, which is the 27th. So right now, today is Sunday that I'm recording this, the 15th. So yeah, 1 whole week, well, 2 weeks, and it's got, well, you see it there. It's gonna come back February 10th to the 12th, which is very cool. And then we're gonna have like the sub events where I'm pretty sure you can get Terra shards from these two, which is cool. These are version exclusives, I think. I know Drifloon is. I don't know about Miss Magius, but yeah. So Greninja, we're gonna go into it. It's a poison type. Let's jump right into this thing because there's a lot to talk about. So I compiled the moves that I think it's gonna have. This is what I think it's gonna end up having. Now, I'm pretty sure Battle Bond is in the game. So basically, the name of the game is Don't Die. If you die, it gets stronger. But it's not as bad as Cinderace because Cinderace was literally just boosting whenever you felt like it. So there's 2 scenarios. So I got good news and bad news. The good news is I'm 99% sure that these are the moves it's gonna have. Don't tell me how, I know, but I think these are moves it's gonna have. Battle Bond, Protein, it doesn't matter, but I think it is gonna have Battle Bond. Just throwing that out there. Because, just because. So let's look at its stats. Greninja is not, bulky. Now, its defense is super low. And its special defense is not that bad. So let's take a look at Cinderace. Just for reference. Both of its defenses are 75. So that shows you that this thing is even more frail than that. So Dust is going to be easier. And also, its attack and special attack are weaker than Cinderace. Well, its special attack is weaker than Cinderace's attack. So it makes it easier to beat this thing. So let's talk about it. What do we know? We know that these are all the moves it could possibly have. And thus, I literally compiled all the best moves it can possibly have. And it has good moves. Now, it has one move in particular that I didn't write here. I know for a fact it's gonna have Water Shuriken. Don't ask me. If you don't think it's gonna have it, that's sad because it's Greninja, it has to have it. So, Water Shuriken is 100% gonna have. Dark Pulse, I'm 90% sure it's gonna have this. These 2 moves is what I don't know. So, as you know, they get 2 extra moves, I believe. So, if we're gonna give it extra moves, it gets Swords Dance, guys. This could be an issue, or not. It depends on this, but I have a couple things that we can look at. So, like, it gets extra sensory, which that doesn't matter. The thing that matters is, we want Pokemon that can go up against these moves. So, it has to resist water, it has to resist dark or take neutral hits, and it has to, resist grass, but Grass Knot isn't that good because it's based off how heavy you are. So I don't think we're going to be using heavy-ass Pokemon. Now, it gets Gunshot. Now, this is where I think it might be different than Cinderace and Charizard. This Pokemon is able to do mixed attacks. Because usually, like, it used to be like, you do this, and then you give it U-turn. Does it get U-turn this time? Yeah, it does. Okay, so I believe it's going to do Gunk Shot. This is the move I think. Now, this moveset, honestly, is pretty crazy if this is what it has. And it's believable. I think that it is going to have Gunk Shot because every Terra Pokemon we went up against that was 7-star ended up having its Terra type as an attack. So it makes no sense for them to give it a Terra Blast when it has Gunk Shot. So this thing is something to keep your eye on. Now, if it has Terra Blast, that's actually better for us. So Swords Dance is another move. It can have Dark Pulse. So these two, Water Shuriken 100% is gonna have. Dark Pulse, I would assume it's gonna have, because they saw what we did with Slowbro and they watch. They know what they're doing, so I don't think it's gonna be like this. And they're gonna give it the Dark Pulse. So I think it's gonna have both of these moves. The other two moves could be anything. Now, here's another thing. It also gives Taunt, which I don't think they're gonna do that to us. Whoa, what is this? I don't know what they're thinking, but I don't think it's gonna get Taunt. Now, it can. Remember, this is a Ninja Pokemon, so it also has its signature move. It actually gets 2 signature moves. Does it have it in this game? Is it like Mat Block or some shit? I think it's just... yeah, it is Mat Block or something like that. So it looks like it doesn't have that in this game. So that's gonna be interesting. It gets Haze. So, you know, there's a lot of... all we could do is prepare, you know? And it's just for the fun of it. So let's go ahead and continue. Gunk Shot, Haze, Chilling Water, Terra Blast. Remember, it's a psychic, it's a poison type, so it doesn't get stabbed. So, let's go into some Pokemon I think is gonna do good on this. First up is Slowking. Now, I think it's gonna do a special attack set, so it might have, even if it has Gunk Shot or something, that's fine. I think this is the set right here. Sword Power, Nasty Plot, Amnesia. Slack Off is the same thing as Slowbro, except for it's the opposite. Slowbro has 100 in defense. Oh no, it has 100 defense. You know, it's flipped, basically. Their defense and special defense is flipped. These are the EVs that I'm going to be using, and the reason why is right here. I'll show you. So Greninja on Slowking. Now, this is all speculation, okay? So don't take this. So 72 here, 200 here, right? Is that correct? Yes. So this is what I wanted to show you. Oddest. I do damage calcs, and that's how I figure this stuff out. So Dark Pulse does 43.5 to 51%. It's a 6.3% chance to 2-hit KO. Now, that is what we're looking to have. Basically because, like, if it didn't have this 200 defense, it would be two-shotting us. So, basically, on the first turn, it's going to attack us, right? Or maybe it will do an initial attack, but we'll get into that. So at +2, it does 20%. So it basically literally cuts it like almost by 2/3. So first turn we'll get attack. We'll do one of these, a Amnesia, and then it'll attack us again. We'll still be alive. And on that second turn, we'll go for another Amnesia. And then we do a cheer, because then we will die if we don't. So we'll do a cheer, bam, and then we'll be at... we could even do the calculations here, actually. So I'm not going to do all the calculations, but as you can see, at a +4, it's doing about that. Let's just say 17%. So we heal, it'll do almost nothing. And then we do our final one, bam, and then we're free to go ahead and do a Nasty Plot. Then we do a Nasty Plot, bam, and then so forward. We just keep going with that. Now that's if that goes down like that. That's if. So I can see this happening. Well, I'll have to actually play it out to see exactly what Greninja does. to do this. Now remember, you get 9 turns because for Cinderace, it took 9 turns because you do 3 Nasty Plots, you do 3 Iron Defense, that's 6 turns. Then you do a Cheer, that's 7 turns. On the 8th turn, you would do an attack. But you also have enough time to do a Cheer, a second Cheer if you have to heal. So altogether, that would be 9 turns. So in this case, it would be 3, 6, 7 for the heal, right? And we could just go and do stored power like that. Or we just do, you know, Cheer and then do it. So altogether, we still have like the 9 turns. So let's just take a look at the next Pokemon. So this is the Slowking I'm gonna try. Now the next one I think is really good. Clodsire. Now this one's pretty broken. I don't think this could win by itself, but it does have the ground type stab. You would obviously want this to be ground type. Ground. And it has access to Curse, Recover, and Haze. So pretty straightforward. It won't break us, it can't do anything. Unless it has the Psychic moves, which that'll be its problem. Dondozo to sit around. Do I think this will win? No. Because, I just don't. But it'll sit there for sure. Because it has Unaware. But also, Clodsire has Water Absorb, so that's one of its attacks. It's immune to one of its attacks already. So that's a reason why. And if it's boosting, you just go and do Unaware. And then you Curse. Water Absorb is a special attack. I mean, Water Shuriken's a special attack, so this wouldn't work. But it has super high special defense already. So if it's boosting, Unaware, if not, Water Absorb, it might be good, might not. So another one we have is Gastrodon. This is a one that you can use as like support. It gets Acid Armor, which is really good if it's a physical attack. If it's a physical attacker, you could do this, Clear Smog, all this stuff. It also gets Curse, so it has both sides to it, and it gets Storm Grand. And what it does is, if they do a water move, you get water immunity, increases your special attack by 1, which will be really helpful for you. And of course, this thing gets Earth Power. So there you go. Remember, Greninja is super frail. Okay, so moving on. This one I think is gonna really do good. I think I'm gonna try this and Slowking, and maybe the Clodsire. But these two are the highest potential. All mine. So obviously, if it's doing special attacks, we're gonna do pretty well. Like if I put this in the damage calc, we put Hatterene. Oh, you Calm Mind. Do it like this. So you can take a look at how much it's doing. 29.5 to 35.2. It also, remember, I think it's gonna have Gunk Shot, so this is like one of the issues. It will easily 2-hit KO us with no investment, so that's a thing. If it has Gunk Shot, then this is out the question already. That's just how it is. So if it doesn't have that, now if it has, let's say this. Let's say it has, and I gave it Modest Nature to give it maximum power. Let's say it has Terra Blast, special. Now, if it has Terra Blast, if we go +1, I mean, it still might not be good, but we might be able to do it if it has that. So let's move on to the next one. Now, Screamtail is like the alternative, I feel. This thing has pretty good special defense, and it has bulk up, so you can just do this, or do whichever way you want, give it max attack or whatever, and bulk up, and it has Psychic Fangs. It also gets Encore. Oh, Oops. Encore. It gets a wish. It gets some cool stuff, and I think that'll be really good. It gets disable. Now, not all of these moves are gonna work, but you know, it's the general aspect here is to do bulk up and then kill it with whatever you get. So let's move on. I have a couple more stuff, and when it comes out, so these four, not Rotom per se, but Rotom is kind of like, let's go over Rotom first. This one's really like support, because it gets dual screens and you could double team. Now this might be super OP, like you just double team and then it can never hit you, because I don't think it could take away your evasiveness. The same way with Focus Energy, if you use Focus Energy, raid battle Pokemon, they cannot take away your Focus Energy for some reason. So this might be the same. I gotta try it with Corviknight, because then we'll know. So there's this. Then Klefki. This is one of the Pokemon I think is really gonna be good. To be fair, I think this one will do better than everything. And the reason why is because it's immune to poison. And it's immune to poison. It gets stored power, which is very good. It gets Calm Mind and Iron Defense. So if it's a physical attacker, Iron Defense, boom. And then you do Calm Mind a few times if you want. Which you would do this 3 times, Iron Defense 3 times, then you'll do Calm Mind 3 times, then you'll probably do a Metal Sound, lowers his special attack, defense, and then hit it with Stored Power, bam, and that should be good. And also, it gets Prankster, which means you go first. Greninja will not be moving first, you will be moving first. There's that. Also, if this thing is a special attacker, Blissey is gonna go crazy. So, why do I say this? Because it has Calm Mind. If this thing only has special attacking moves, it's gonna be ridiculous. So let's go over Blissey real quick. So Blissey, like, Young Shot would do 60. He'll do a lot still. But like, if that's the case, if we do this, which that's probably get rid of that. Put this here. It's still, Gunk Shot's gonna be doing 30 to 36 after that. And I want to show you one more thing, because Chansey's little sister, Blissey's little sister, has the Eviolite, and it's honestly a better Chansey. It does everything it does. You go like this. If you need to. It's a pink blob. Chansey. Let's do. And this thing runs specs. Get rid of this. Now, in terms of one-shotting, I don't think it's ever gonna be one-shotting anything. But in terms of living, I think it will be pretty good. So Dark Pulse does a lot to this. Oh, this is Chandler. What the hell? I was about to say, like, what's going on here? There we go. Alright, so basically, all of its attacks will be nothing. Like, look at how much? 10%, 20%, 25%. We'll just give it the max. Like, look at this. 10.6. Scrumptious. Like, what? And then, like, let's say we do Calm Minds. Calm Mind. Calm Mind. And mind you, this is Gunk Shot. This is the strongest move it's going to be able to do. It doesn't have anything else. And, like, we could just take this off, because this, like, look at this. It wouldn't even, like, make a difference. This will do, like, 2% more damage, but we'll give that to its special attack. Like, if we're at +6, and we give this thing, let's see, because it gets Calm Mind. Does it get Psychic? There you go. It gets Psychic. So, Psychic. Psychic. No, this isn't the calculations for the raid Pokemon. This thing has 651 HP. I mean, I'm sure I could do the calculation. Like, even at +6, this thing is still not, like, it still won't one-shot this Greninja. Like, that's how weak this is. So, like, even if this was, like, Terra-type Psychic, it would at this point, but this is a regular Greninja. Greninja is gonna have 6,100 and something HP. That's how much the Terra-types have, I mean, the 7 stars have. Or 6, I forgot which one, but they all have, like, over 6,000 HP. 6 stars and up. Or maybe it's applied to all of them, but I'm pretty sure 6 stars and up have that. So basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is Chansey will literally never, it won't be able to do anything. Seriously. It won't be able to do nothing. Does this thing get haze? Nope. So yeah, that's Chansey. Now let's move on. I already said Klefki. I think this one's gonna be pretty good. Now Espeon. Espeon gets Curse and Calm Mind and Fake Tears if you want to support, and Sword Power. So like, it gets Magic Bounce, which is super good. It got Sky High special attack. I mean, its defenses are not that crazy, but if this thing is hitting for special attacks, like, you're covered. You're either doing a Calm Mind or you're doing a Curse. And then you're hitting a Sword Power. Like, Greninja doesn't have that many moves. Like, it's not rocket science. This thing literally doesn't have anything that can do much. Like, it gets Night Slash. Now, does this thing get Focus Energy? No, it doesn't. Okay, so it gets Night Slash, and that's like the worst case scenario that it will get this move. But other than that, Dark Pulse, like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna have Dark Pulse. It's not gonna have that much else. Like, look, Gunk Shot, Grass Knot, Hydro Pump. It might have Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Liquidation, Low Kick, like Rock Slide, Shadow Sneak, Swords Dance. Like, the worst case scenario is if it has Taunt. That's the worst case scenario. Or Haze. Those are the worst case scenarios. Nintendo, don't watch this video. And that's basically it. So that's my breakdown. These are all the moves that it could possibly have. I literally did the work for you. Like, you know what it can have, what it can't have. That's it. Like, it's not gonna have anything ridiculous because Greninja doesn't have a crazy move pool, but it does have certain good utility moves, which is why it's good and competitive. So if you enjoyed this, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you on the stream. Peace.